Hey, Tony Gaxon's here. Now y'all got to forgive me. I ain't got my light on. Let me turn my little light on. Forgive me about that. My bag. So yeah, I wanted to pop on here and talk about this here popped up, and you see it's like one domino fall, the rest of them start to fall. First and foremost, though, my boys program going to Cincinnati, Ohio next weekend. So I just want to shout out and say thank you to our supporters. We had some of you who sent in a blessing. You will see the boys summer program link. It is in the description every time, every video. Let me see some of our, see if we got any recent um, audio, and Andrea and Melody and Lauren, Tamiko, and Margaret. That's our supporters from this week. Hey, thank you. God bless you. Appreciate you. I always have that link in the description because when I tell you it's something I have one of my millionaire friends. He helps me out. I have to put a lot in because we're in a recession. And so taking these boys, we got 8 boys going to Cincinnati, cover their flights, cover their hotel, cover their food, cover their ground transportation, cover their registration fees, cover their experiences, excursions. They don't have to come out of pocket a dime. And so this is something that I never seen done, by an organization multiple times in a summer that's not being funded, that don't have a grant from the government, from the state, just community fundraising to take black boys around the country for exposure and engagement and experiences, and using the game they love, basketball, as the tool to teach, but also having real life lessons and learning life skills outside of that. So to our supporters, if you one of them, thank you. God bless you. And I'm praying it come back to you tenfold. Now back to what we was talking about on this here situation. We got Smokey Robinson, which caught me off guard. So I'm gonna pull up an article and read it. Now, unfortunately, he 85 years old. This a gonna take you out. Warren Campbell is the producer on my new inspirational album, What the World Needs Now. That's 3 days ago. That was posted on his Instagram. I do not want to see them comments. I know them comments. What the world needs now for you to start touching OE with it. So I'm finna see what this is here. So we'll see. So now he's slamming he's slamming what's been said. But think about this, and this is why I try to tell y'all that as long as, when you think about this, he 85 years old. 85 years old, and then this comes out. Smokey Robinson accused of SA by 4 women. So they didn't come together. 4 anonymous housekeepers are suing Motown legend Smokey Robinson for $50 million, accusing him of SA. A complaint filed in Los Angeles Superior Court accuses the 85-year-old of battery, false imprisonment, negligence, and gender violence, in addition to a number of labor violations related to wages, breaks, meal times, and overtime pay. Hey, Smoker made some money now. You got 4 people working for you that you get to cheat. The lawsuit also names Robinson's wife, Frances Robinson, claiming she contributed to a hostile work environment and used ethnically pejorative words and language. Uh-oh. She was in there calling them folk all kind of names. Representatives for the Robinsons did not immediately respond to requests for comment, and the accusations could not be independently verified. Robinson was Motown's first hit maker, writing number one hits like Mary Wells' My Guy and The Temptations' My Girl. Wow, okay, no, he wrote. Wow, I remember My and that My Girl. Okay, that done got so much airtime. That's been on all kind of movies and everything. So that's why Smokey could afford 4 women working for him. Born William Robinson Jr. in Michigan, he was both a talent scout for the record label and one of its most prominent recording artists. Known for songs like Tracks of My Tears, Shop Around, and Tears of a Clown. And then age, well, he has spots in both the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame and claims to have credits on more than 4,000 songs. Oh, yeah. He eating. To have a discography of over 4,000 songs, he eating. Big time. Robinson's reputation and stature was an intimidating factor for his accusers, who were made to feel powerless, their lawyers said at a press conference in Los Angeles. They're Hispanic women who were employed by the Robinsons earning below minimum wage, said John Harris. As low-wage women in vulnerable positions, they lack the resources and options necessary to protect themselves from SAs. The women are suing under the pseudonyms Jane Doe 1, 2, 3, and 4 due to the misconduct allegations, including R, including the R word being leveled against the musician. Now listen. This ain't common for Hispanic women. Like we've always heard as black men, be careful with white women. We never really hear that about Hispanic women and black women. We've always heard it. And that's unfortunate to the white women watching this. I apologize. Just being open and honest with you. That's what this page is about. Not to say that other women can't make stuff up, but this ain't all that common now. And I know it'll happen, but not in typical national news. But they say the R word now. Because when they was talking about the other stuff, when they saying SA, I honestly, in my mind, was picturing like him going up and just forcing a kiss on the lips. Him grabbing them, son, and getting them a squeeze. Him grabbing them old cheek and getting them a squeeze. That's what I'm picturing. They say the R word too. Come on now. 3 are former housekeepers, and 1 was the singer's personal assistant, cook, and hairdresser, according to the court documents. In the lawsuit, all 4 women claimed that Robinson would summon them to various areas of his properties in Chatsworth, Bell Canyon, and Las Vegas at times when his wife was away. Sometimes emerging naked from a shower, he forced them to have various types of SE over a number of years, starting in 2006, the lawsuit alleges. Jane Doe's 1, 3, and 4 all allege Robinson essayed them in the blue bedroom of his Chatsworth residence, claiming he would lay down a towel to protect the bed sheets prior to the assaults. And Jane Doe's 2 allegations state that Robinson R'd her in the laundry room, the R word now, in the laundry room and garage of his Chatsworth residence, where closed circuit cameras were unable to see. The women claim that during the alleged assault, Robinson used physical barriers and threats of force to prevent them from fleeing. The lawsuit also includes several allegations of workplace violations. All four women say they work 10 hours a day for 6 days a week without being paid minimum wage or overtime. They also claim to have worked holidays without receiving a holiday rate. According to their lawsuit, the employees all quit because of the alleged misconduct and hostile work environment. The BBC has contacted Robinson's representative for a response to the lawsuit. No police reports, criminal charges have been filed against the musician. Spokesperson for Los Angeles County District Attorney said the women's claims were not under review because law enforcement had not presented a case. Los Angeles police said they had no statement on the matter. So I had to read the BBC because that's outside of the country. And one thing I noticed is the American outlets that that I couldn't see nothing too recent, and then they showing that his lawyer is slamming the accusations. The thing about it with this type of stuff is you just hope that somebody not lying. But one thing about being a human is I know that humans don't typically go out of their way to tell this big of a lie, because you also can be arrested and sued for lying. And so to lie on this level, that's very dangerous, especially when you are, they were saying, I read somewhere else that they was afraid for their immigration rights for that process to be disrupted if they said something. So when you take and you do this, that's a huge gamble that they taking if they were to be lying. Unfortunately, I tend to believe the stuff at first. I kind of believe it just because I'm a man and I know how men could be. And I know what that's like being a man. And I know a lot of men have done these things. And I know guys personally who have done these things. And it's not far-fetched. Like, they was doing this in the Bible days. Remember, I was talking about that in Sodom and Gomorrah. They was this has been around since the beginning of time. So it's not a hard thing to fathom. It's not like, oh, I can't believe that. Oh, he would never. Oh, this all lies. And here's another thing, is like, it's one thing for one woman to lie, but for four of them to lie, that's different. And then too, if they was lying, like all the way lying, they could have just sued for the labor related laws, the labor laws of not being paid X amount of dollars for doing this, that, and that. This make me wish I lived in California, get me a little cheaper labor. I'd be paying them now. I wouldn't be no under minimum wage, but I'm like, you got all that work for nothing, for that little old bit of money, like a hairdresser, cook, assistant. That lady was doing everything. And so, and it leads to that question what everybody always want to talk about. Oh, well, why they stayed so long? And it's like, they might have felt there was no other option. They might have felt like if they leave or they say something, they got to pack up and go back to whatever country that they was born in, or wherever, if they ain't had a citizenship yet, to be kind of like working under the table like that. And so they might not have had citizenship. And then too, it's like, the unfortunate part is that when you're a superstar, you a celebrity, sometimes it could be women that may let you make an advance without hitting you in the head with a frying pan or slitting your throat or screaming at the top of her lungs. You make an advance and she might be looking at it like, my body could take this. I could deal with this. I done pushed the baby out, and she goes through with it. And you could be dealing with a Jezebel that lets that happen just so she can hook you and she can tell on you. And a lot of men don't realize that sometimes you will think that this woman you going at and you being forceful with is like you subduing her or whatever, you overcoming her. And some women will look at it like, hey, put up with a little bit of his 30 seconds of pumping to then I'm about to get 1 million. And so guys don't be thinking about that, to where sometimes they in a situation to where you getting set up too, and you thinking you taking something, and you about to get raked over the coals for that money for being an idiot. And the woman, for the women who plot and plan like that, that's gonna be 1 out of 1,000. So that ain't gonna be your everyday. Now, I could believe that more with like women who are sex workers, like if they in that industry, OnlyFans, strippers, prostitutes, like they could get in proximity of a man knowing that men can't control themselves based on their experiences. They used to men not being able to control themselves when they around all the time or something like that. And so now the man does this, and then they say, boom, I'm finna hit you with a lawsuit. And that sounds like more of what could have happened to Shannon Sharp. If it is a lie, if it is made up, that woman had done taken so much from men in that way. She had been with so many men that her going through that right there with Shannon Sharp, after saying no, she don't want to, she had already gone through so much that when that happened, we don't know if it like completely destroy her, or if she was like, oh, okay, you want to do that when I told you not to, or I didn't say, yeah, I'm finna get this 50 million. I'm coming for it all. You finna retire me. We don't know, because of now she doesn't get the benefit of the doubt in most people's minds because of the industry she works in. Whereas these women here, these 4 women with Smokey Robinson, they don't work in that industry. They work in this right here, domesticated industry of, house cleaners and things of that, and assistants and all of that. So it's not saying this case is being filed by 4 women, 4 strippers, 4 prostitutes, because that's when it could be true and it still be hard for people to believe, men and women. And I've heard women say, even with the Shannon Sharp situation, women been saying, "Oh, you can't believe every woman. Some of these women lying. Oh, she just want a payday. Oh, she lying on Shannon Sharp." And I would expect and think that women would be more empathetic towards another woman, knowing that that stuff be happening. But it's a lot of women like, "Hey, bump her. She put herself in that situation. Forget her." To my shock, I was like, "Wow!" To my surprise. Now with this situation right here, once again, it's still going to be a large sector of people saying, oh, he was set up. Oh, this is a scam. Oh, this is set up. They trying to do him like they did Bill Cosby. He must was up to buy the whole record label or something like that. And he's about to get his masters back, or he might already have his masters, meaning the rights to all his music or whatever. Oh, he's about to get his masters, or that his master was about to get released. And so boom, let's go forward and get a lawyer for these women that done wrote us before and we ignored and we brushed under the rug. You don't know. A lot of people say, well, why did they wait so long? Why did they keep working? You don't know if they said something before. We don't know if they sent an anonymous tip in through the record label's website, through to somebody's phone, a manager or somebody, publicist, and told them. And the people not wanting to mess up their bread, not wanting to mess up their money, they just ignored it, and they brushed it under the rug. You don't know that. Let me see. You don't know that. 1 second here. Gotta. Mm, y'all forgive me. Rescheduling a coaching call. And so that's the thing. Is like that. And notice now, this happens with even with broke men. A lot of times people think, oh, this is just when you let money and riches, go to your head, and that is a part of it. But this is also to y'all men who watching this and you get into this type of activity and you don't have any money, you don't have a name or fame, you still gonna get exposed. It's very unfortunate that he did this. And here's the thing. These feelings, this is a normal person. Like this is somebody that you'll see is very normal. Like you wouldn't look at Smokey Robinson and say, "Oh, he's a monster. Oh, he Ted Bundy cousin. Oh, he Jeffrey Dahmer friend." It's like you don't look at him like that. Now, yeah, I don't know if he altered his skin color or hair color or that's just how he naturally looked, but it's like Smokey Robinson has powerful three-word response to the essay allegations. What can be powerful about this response? A response to this. It's talking about I am appalled. And then ended the conversation by adding, I can't speak about this right now. Now I'm gonna tell you, and see that's the type of stuff right there when I tell you, I don't know if that's a true quote or not, but if a woman came out or a group of women and they said I did that to them and they lying, I would have more words. I'll be like, listen, you believe that if you want to, and you gonna be made a fool. You gonna see because truth pressed to the ground, it's gonna rise again. So you gonna see ain't no kind of evidence, ain't no type of text, ain't no type of videos, ain't no type of real storage that's gonna line up and make sense when they are questioned and drilled with these questions from every different angle because you can't sew up no lie like that. And so you gonna find out this is 1000% a witch hunt. This woman trying to come up. I don't know what got into her. Don't know why she doing this. Could be because she got fired. I'm not sure what's going on, or if somebody in her life put her up to this because they see these other people are falling to this stuff and getting caught up for actually some of them doing what was said was done. So sometimes greed get the best of people. Like I'm not finna sit there and say no comment now. I don't know if he really said that. No, you finna hear from me. You finna hear from me because I honestly believe that when a story is told enough, we have enough reference to be able to tell what's the truth, and what's a lie. Y'all forgive me. Moving on. And so that's what you got to realize. And so I want you to understand too, another side of this is like, that's why I tell y'all, don't put anybody on a pedestal. And don't think that just because something hasn't come out about us that nothing exists. Like you have to realize every person is a human. Every person is capable of doing the unthinkable. And that's why idolatry is a sin. That's why you can't put nobody before God. You can't put nobody on a pedestal. You got to be mindful. You got to be sober and humble about when you are consuming things and you listening to people and you come online and you hear us. Get the message that's for you and utilize it, but make sure you never go into a place of idolizing, that you're not idolizing us human beings. Because, and I was telling one of my consultants the other day, I was like, I thank God that I don't have any SA in my past. I said, I thank God. Because every man finds himself in a position where he can do something like what they are saying Smokey did. We all have been in those positions where we could have done something. We've been in positions where we were doing something consensual, and then the word no comes, and we can continue to go after hearing the word no, or you can stop. And I thank God that when I was out there and I was in college, and I was in those situations to where you think you getting ready to do something, and then it's like, nah, change my mind. No, don't want to. For having the strength to be able to stop, because it's a lot of men that can't. And then now they have to sleep with one eye open for the rest of their life, because they never know if they build a brand big enough, if they get big enough, if those women or that woman gonna come out and say, he did this to me. And the same thing happened with the Breakfast Club host Charlemagne. He blew up, did all of that, and then the next thing you know, the young lady started telling her story, saying that he R-worded her when she was 15. And he was, I don't know what he was, 17, 18, 20, I can't remember the age, but she said him and his friends R'd her. And that was a huge hit. That was a huge hit. It didn't end them though. It didn't end them because I believe he works in the industry to where they want him to be screw up. They want him to be dumb. They want him to be irresponsible. They want him to be somebody that we can't look up to and listen to or respect, because his voice could have so much power if he had influence, but he doesn't have influence. So if you don't have influence, they don't care about what comes out about you. Like, you're gonna keep your job. If you have influence, like Bill Cosby had influence because of the role he played on the Cosby Show. P. Diddy had influence. Russell Simmons had influence. R. Kelly had influence. If he would have went to giving a real message like Bob Marley used to do, R. Kelly could have been the R&B Bob Marley had he had character and morals and integrity. So if you have influence, Martin Luther King had influence. That's why they leaking all the information about him, because they like, look at y'all king, look at y'all mentor, look at y'all leader. This who y'all looking up to. This the messages y'all buying into. Look how he live his life. And so that's why they do that. And that's why I have to stay clean. That's why I got to stay out the way, because I know I have influence. I know that although we laugh and joke on some of the stuff, I know I'm taken seriously. I know people make changes in their life based on insight or advice that I give. So that's why I got to stay clean, because if I get out the way, if I get beside myself and I go to doing this here foolishness, oh, when I get big enough, when I get to the point to where I really have a real following, like 10 million, people or something like that, oh, they're gonna be trying to leak it. They're gonna be trying to leak whatever they could find. And so, but when you walk with God, God give you that wisdom. And you be mindful of that, and you realize that when you're not walking with God, you don't be 2 steps ahead. You don't think about that. But hey, got to go, got to coach one of my VIP clients in the year of coaching program, where we building and launching business that y'all see me promote from time to time. God bless y'all, and we will talk soon. All the important links is in the description. If you want to support the boys program, please do. You'll see the link in there. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.